Today is Halloween, which means for many Canadians, their homes are decorated and the kids are out trick-or-treating. And although Halloween is a fun occasion for both the young and old, there are some potential risks that Canadians should be aware of. The costumes we wear, the candy we take home, and even the decorations we put up all carry potential safety risks. Joining us now to discuss some of those risks is Elyse Carere, Regulatory and Compliance Officer with Health Canada. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
So, what's some advice you can provide on choosing the right costume, whether it be for adults or more importantly for children?
Right. That's a great question. Health Canada does have a number of important safety tips when considering which costume to go with for Halloween. So, one, we really want to ensure that the costume is well fitted. Costumes that are oversized or costumes that have long dangling pieces can be a fall hazard. So, we want to avoid that. We also want to ensure that we're choosing materials that are less likely to catch fire. With lit candles, jack-o'-lanterns prevalent at this time of the year, that's an important consideration. So we want to look for costumes that are made of synthetic fibers like polyester or nylon, which are less likely to catch fire. We do also recommend using makeup or face paint instead of masks. This is because improperly fitted masks, they can interfere with a child's vision or their breathing. So these are some of the safety tips that we recommend, but you can find more information available at canada.ca.
And you've mentioned the costumes. What about when we're decorating? I know a lot of Canadians will carve pumpkins, they'll have candles in them. What are some of the big things or the big hazards we should look out for when decorating for Halloween?
Great question. So when decorating for Halloween, we really want to be aware of the potential fire hazards. So that's candles, jack-o'-lanterns, matches, lighters. We want to place lit candles and jack-o'-lanterns away from curtains and other flammable objects. And also, we don't want to leave these things unattended. We do want to remind parents to keep matches, lighters, and candles out of reach of children. Another important safety tip related to fire hazard is if you do have outdoor or indoor decorative lights, we want to check these for any breaks or frayed wires because this is another potential fire hazard.
Now, on the decoration front, I don't want to be getting ahead of myself here in terms of the next holiday, but I would assume that a lot of those decorating tips also apply to things like Christmas as well. Is that correct?
Absolutely. At that time of the year, there's candles, there's the outdoor, indoor lighting, so those same things apply.
And when it comes to Halloween, what are some of the big mistakes that people make in terms of when they're decorating or the costumes they've picked? I know you've mentioned some of the safety tips, but what are some of the big mistakes that we see that have consequences?
So again, referring back to the fire hazards, that's an important one. But also, if you are carving a pumpkin with a young child, you may want to consider having a child draw the design or the face on the pumpkin first, and then have the adult carve it. So that's another thing that you consider to avoid some of the hazards surrounding the holiday.
And where can Canadians go for information and tips from Health Canada about Halloween safety? Are there resources available that people can access where they can look at all this information to make sure they're making the right decisions moving forward?
Absolutely. Health Canada, we have a Halloween safety page that is available to everyone online at canada.ca, and we encourage everyone to take a look.
Fantastic. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us. It's always a fun time, but it's always important to make sure that we're not engaging in any unnecessary risky behavior. So thank you for sitting down with us today.
Absolutely, my pleasure. And to those who celebrate, we wish you a happy and safe Halloween.